Let's jump right into this explainer. So imagine a relatable professional who just landed a massive promotion at work. We're talking more money, more prestige, totally new options. But they're about to stumble into a seriously dangerous psychological trap, and it's one that is being dramatically accelerated by the apps on their phone, specifically social media. So you're bringing home a much larger paycheck now, right? Yet somehow you're feeling the exact same financial tightness at the end of the month as you did way before this promotion. Now, you might be wondering, why is it that you can earn so much more money but still have a bank account that just feels painfully empty? Well, the answer is lifestyle creep. Some people call it lifestyle inflation. Basically, it's this phenomenon where your discretionary spending rises at the exact same rate as your income. So what used to be a rare luxury slowly mutates into a basic everyday necessity. And this silent wealth killer is especially common for young adults in their 20s and 30s who are experiencing rapid career advancement. This brings us to section 1, the trap of earning more. Society loves to tell us that earning more money is just going to magically resolve all our financial stress. But the data tells a completely different story. It's actually called the 3-week thrill. When you get a raise, your satisfaction absolutely spikes, but it only lasts for about 3 weeks. After that, the thrill just kind of quietly fades into the background of your normal life. It's literally like running on a treadmill. Your standard for enough moves at the exact same speed as your paycheck. The number changes, sure, but that feeling of scarcity, it stays. Believe it or not, this is exactly why people earning $300,000 often report the exact same baseline financial stress as those earning $80,000. Wild, right? Moving on to section 2, the psychology of upgrading. So what is actually happening inside our brains to cause this? Well, the first psychological glitch is called hedonic adaptation. Think about moving into a new, expensive apartment. When you first get the keys, it feels like this massive luxury. But within just a few months, your brain completely recalibrates. It essentially absorbs that surplus income into its totally new definition of normal. And this ensures that whatever luxury you just bought feels like a basic necessity almost immediately. And that brilliantly illustrates our second glitch, the Diderot effect. Back in the 18th century, there was this philosopher named Denis Diderot. He lived a pretty modest life until he was gifted this beautiful, expensive scarlet robe. But there was a catch. That single luxury item made literally all of his other possessions look incredibly cheap and inferior. So, to match the elegance of the new robe, he replaced his old chair, then his desk, then his rug. The guy ended up in massive debt just chasing this unified level of luxury. Fast forward to today, and that scarlet robe is a promotion or a new house, triggering a complete cascade of forced matching upgrades. Next up is section 3, conspicuous consumption and status. But, this isn't just an internal psychological issue. It's heavily driven by external social pressure. Years after Diderot, in 1899, an economist named Thorstein Veblen coined the term conspicuous consumption. He basically observed that people buy luxury goods simply to demonstrate their wealth and rank to others. It started with the ruling class, then trickled down to the middle class trying to keep up with the Joneses after the Industrial Revolution. And today it has evolved into digital shouting, broadcast straight from our smartphones. This perfectly cues up section 4, social media fuels spending. Because when you take that completely natural human desire to signal your status and you hand everyone a global broadcasting tool right in their pocket, things get really expensive really quickly. There's this fascinating study from NYU that looked at millions of geolocated posts on Twitter to test what they call the social rank hypothesis. Basically, they wanted to see if the income inequality of the specific region someone lives in, which is measured by something called the Gini coefficient, actually changes the way they signal their status online. And the results were honestly mind-blowing. The researchers found that in areas with high income inequality, people tweet significantly more about high-status positional brands. We're talking Rolex, Chanel, Louis Vuitton. On the flip side, in regions with a much more equal distribution of income, mentions of everyday brands like Walmart or Kmart are way more frequent. It turns out that when the gap between the rich and poor is larger, people feel this massive, undeniable pressure to publicly signal their social rank online. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is that this isn't just mindless posting. There is a real, measurable emotional payoff. Through sentiments analysis, the researchers discovered that tweeting about high-status brands in these unequal regions actually generates higher valence, which basically means positivity, and higher arousal, which translates to excitement. Talking about luxury on social media literally gives people an emotional high. It forces us to allocate heavy psychological resources toward this positional consumption, which makes the urge to spend almost impossible to resist. Let's look at Section 5, the real cost of creep. Because chasing that digital excitement comes with a pretty brutal mathematical reality. Looking at this academic structural equation model, check out the specific path coefficient here. Beta equals negative 0.21. This mathematically proves that as lifestyle inflation and status-oriented spending go up, our saving patterns are directly, and I mean significantly, destroyed. Upgrading your life for social media literally subtracts from your future financial security. To put that into real human terms, imagine two people who both earn $120,000 a year over a decade. Person A falls for lifestyle creep, right? Spending $110,000 a year just to keep up appearances on the timeline and saving only $10,000. After 10 years, they have about $150,000 saved up. Now, person B defined their idea of enough early on at a $60,000 fixed baseline. They save the remaining $60,000 every single year. After a decade, they're sitting on over $800,000. That right there is the physical, tangible cost of the Diderot effect. And honestly, it gets even worse because of what experts call the golden handcuffs. Think about it. If lifestyle creep bumps your monthly living costs from, say, $4,000 up to $8,000 a month, you now need a retirement nest egg exactly twice as big just to survive. So you haven't just failed to save. You have literally doubled the cost of your future freedom. You end up completely dependent on a high salary just to maintain your basic everyday existence. Which brings us to our final section. Escaping the golden handcuffs. We definitely do not want you trapped in those cuffs. So here is your battle plan to decouple your income from your spending and actually defend yourself against the algorithm. Step 1, adopt a frugalist mindset by defining your enough in advance. Really decide what genuinely serves your life before social media dictates it for you. Step 2, make a budget with clear expense limits, basically setting a hard cap on your comfort. And step 3, whenever you get a raise, give your savings a raise first. You have to decouple your identity from your paycheck. All of this leaves us with one really important final thought. The pull of social signaling is incredibly strong, and your brain is literally wired to get used to luxury. So I want to leave you with this challenge. The next time your paycheck increases, are you going to give in to the trap and buy a new lifestyle? Or will you take that excess cash and buy your freedom?